Hi guys! So today we're going to be doing another just like chill cooking video while I'm doing things because I don't have time to do multiple things. So we're going to be doing the video while I'm cooking. But baby's napping this time, so I don't have to keep telling him not to put stuff in the trash that doesn't go in the trash. So, win-win. Today I am going to be doing the Inner Reader in All of Us tag. This was a tag created by Tammy over at the Protagonist Pub. She made it a little while ago, and I was like, oh, this sounds like an interesting tag. But then I just kept getting tagged in other tags. So I was like, well, I feel like I need to do that one first before I do one that I haven't been tagged in. So finally, I am at a point where I can do this one. So, that said, there are 10 questions, so I'm just going to get started. The first one is, what book intimidates you the most? Probably going to be either Count of Monte Cristo or Les Mis, both of which are on my 30 by 30, which is not ideal. Because I now have, I'm 26 now, so I now only have 4 years in which to read all of these. Wow. Okay, I need to get cracking on that list. But yeah, just because they're so long, and they're just way over long. At least to me. I don't really know of any good justification for a book being that long, honestly. Alright, let's see. The second prompt is perfect weekend. No responsibilities, no guilt involved. What book or series do you curl up with and why? Probably just whatever it is I'm currently working on reading. Probably just whatever's on the top of my TBR next. Yeah. Oh, I meant to look this one up. From the year you were born, what books have you read that were published that year, and did you enjoy them? Okay, I washed my hands after touching my raw chicken, so I can touch my computer. Always a rule. When you touch raw food, raw meat, wash your hands before you touch anything else. Can you check things by publication date? Can you sort your Goodreads by publication date? Books published in 1999. Yeah, I'm not really sure how to do this. Maybe is this what I'm wondering? Okay, wait. On mobile Goodreads, you can totally sort by publication date. So can you just not do that on... Hang on. So the iPad version of Goodreads is halfway between the mobile version and the desktop. It has elements of both. So I'm hoping that it will have sorting by publication year or publication date. Red. Sort by publication year. Yeah, why is that not an option on desktop? Goodreads, you're weird. Goodreads is so weird. Okay. Oh, let's see. The first few did not have any publication years attached to it. And I'm not sure if I'm going to fully trust these dates either, looking at these. So classics especially, the Goodreads years are off, depending on what edition you've got marked, I guess. Okay. Yeah, see, this says that, Goodreads is claiming that Christmas Carol was published in 1999, which is not true. It also is claiming that Farmer Giles of Ham was published in 1999, but I don't know that was, where's Safari? This is why I don't like iPads. I don't know that that's true. Let me look up Farmer Giles of Ham. That's a book by Tolkien. It's actually really fun. Yeah, no, 1949. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Let's see. I Yeah, I don't know if there are any that like books that I have read that were published the year I was born. Tolkien bibliography. I want his posthumous publications. Yeah, none of his were. Also, that Goodreads was claiming that the Passages series was published in 1999. I don't think that's possible. Um, like the original Passages series, not the new reprints. Okay, yeah. So apparently, the first few Passages books were published in 1999. So I guess those are books published the year I was born. Wow, I did not think they were that old. Okay. So yeah, I did enjoy those. Are there any books from that year which have sparked your interest to search out and try? I don't know. Let me look that up again after I flip this over and do the other sides. I need to season the back side. Okay. Okay, well now that I know that, let's also just look up books published. In 1999. Go. Okay, we'll go to Goodreads for this, even though I don't read a lot of. Thank you, Oven. We'll go to Goodreads for this, even though I don't read a whole lot of, like, it's like, this is the most. Okay. So, one that I do want to read from my birth year, if they have this correct, which this one actually does make sense, is The Bad Beginning, book 1 of Series of Unfortunate Events. That apparently was published in my birth year. I think I had looked that up before. And that was the answer that I saw to a book I wanted to read published in my birth year. So I'll say that one. That's on my 30 by 30 as well. That's one of the least intimidating books on my 30 by 30, along with Wrinkle in Time. Like, those seem like they will be much easier compared to Count of Monte Cristo and the other one that I already named. Okay. What is your favorite book so far this year? And your most anticipated read before the end of the year? Okay. So, my favorite book so far this year, man, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's probably been the Melanie Sellier series that I've been reading. Or all of them. Like, I've been reading all of her series. Let's see. But let me go to my reading, or 2025 reading challenge, and just see if there's any that I'm not thinking of. The Lost Rose was good, but I don't think it's a favorite of the year. Same with the Jen Toronto books. Have I read all of the... I might have read all of the Melanie Sellier books this year. I'm not actually sure about that. Yeah, I've read them all this year. Wow. Dagger's Sleep was also really good, but it's not been a... Like, I think that's been my favorite of the year so far. Yeah. Yep, my favorite so far of the year is just the Melanie Sellier Four Kingdoms series. Most anticipated read before the end of the year, the rest of the Four Kingdoms series. And I have a bunch of books that are, I have Across the Ages I need to read still. That's probably going to be, that's one of my most anticipated. The Once a Queen that I keep mentioning that I own it. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Same with Nova by Chuck Black. Those are Nova. Book 1. Star-Lord Book 1. I think it's Nova. Those are some of my favorites. That's weird. Okay. All right. What author do you wish would have finished a manuscript discovered, which is authenticated? Or what author do you dream about time traveling to gift the world just one more book? Okay, well, the obvious answer is Jane Austen. She only wrote 6, and, well, okay, 6. She wrote 6 full-length novels. She started 2 more, and she wrote a shorter novella-length book called Lady Susan that I don't like. But that's because Lady Susan is horrible. And you're not supposed to like her, to be clear. So definitely her. Okay, if I'm going to be specific about this, like if I can say I want this book, I want J.R.R. Tolkien to finish either he has there are two fragments in the History of Middle Earth series that I read a couple years ago before baby was born. First was The New Shadow, I think it was called. It was like a sequel to Lord of the Rings with like in the days of when Aragorn's son was king. And the snippet that we had is so interesting, and it ends at like the most interesting part, which is just lovely. And the other one is Tal Elmar, I think was the name of it. It was about a um, uh, like during the days of when Numenor was like just going bad before they were completely wicked. This is about someone who lived in the rest of the like in Middle Earth, like a regular human who seemed to have some potentially Numenorian blood, but it's not clear. Um, he um, what am I thinking? It's about this kid who is there and he meets up with the Numenorians, and then again it just ends abruptly, and I'm like, dude, I want more, please. Or if he could finish his time travel story, that'd be great. I'd love that. Anything from C.S. Lewis would also obviously be welcome. It doesn't matter what, just anything else. But the man wrote so much, and Tolkien also wrote lots, but I'd like some finished versions as well. Um, so yeah. What is the fiction book you recommend most often and why? Probably Narnia, just because I think everyone should read Narnia, and everyone, most people like Narnia. At least the first book. By that I mean The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because that is the first book. Yeah, probably Narnia, going to be the one I recommend most often. We have all read books that are super popular and just didn't work for you. Which books and why? Let me see. Super popular books that just didn't work for me. Well, I know on. Ooh, wait a minute. There was one that I just was thinking of. I like had it on the edge of thoughts here. Okay, one that I have read that didn't work for me. I read a Colleen Coble book, The Inn at Ocean's Edge or something, and I did not enjoy it very much. It was fine, but it wasn't great. But most people seem to really love her, so I guess that's one. Or one that I haven't read, but one that I just won't read, and it's somewhat controversial, but lots of people are in my camp as well, so it's not extremely controversial. Is oh, it just slipped out of my head. Redeeming Love. That's it. I know I am too sensitive to about content to read that book. Um, Rating. I'm going to resort my Goodreads based on my rating. I want the other way, please. Yes, I know I didn't rate all of these. Let's see. Not popular. Submerged. That was it. That was the book I was trying to think of, I think. It's Submerged by Danny Petrie. Basically, there were just too many inappropriate conversations, and I did not love that. So, yeah. I did enjoy her novella in the Sins of the Past collection, though. Like, it was a lot better. And so, but it didn't have the same themes of, like, the main girl in book one is trying to overcome her past as a loose woman, shall we say. So, that's probably why it had those issues, but yeah. But that one is very popular, so that's the one. What nonfiction book most intrigues you that you don't yet own? Probably going to say The Faithful Spy by John Hendricks, because I love the Mythmakers. And yeah, I'd probably say that one. Or there's some book about Tom Bombadil, and like In the House of Tom Bombadil, I think it's called, and it's about Tom Bombadil, so I'm interested. This or that is a very popular Instagram story trope. So rather than that, describe your favorite reading setup. I think by that she just means like the way, like the location in which you read and stuff, and like, yeah. Basically, I will just sort of read wherever. I'll just, usually on the couch or in the recliner, just plop down and read. Now, it's nice to have my water, and if it's a day when I'm not trying to be too healthy, a snack. But, or a healthy snack sometimes, especially at night. But yeah, that's mainly it. That's That's favorite. That's maybe not normal, but that's favorite. Vacation time, and somehow your luggage has the space for the books you want to read this year on vacation. What are these magical weightless books and why? Again, it's probably going to be the ones I said earlier that just I really want to read. Actually, maybe I'll do that. When I go on vacation this year, maybe I'll just take some of these books that I've been really wanting to get to, and I've just put at the bottom of my stack. I was like, I'm on vacation, I'll just read what I want. So yeah, Once a Queen by Sarah Arthur, the Star-Lord Legacy, Across the Ages, I don't know what the series is called, but it's a series by Amir Sarfati, like a Christian suspense. I don't know if it's romantic suspense specifically, but that one probably also I would want. Haven't listed off any historic. Oh yeah, I have Across the Ages. So yeah, probably those, and then whichever ones else I decide. I'm just gonna toss this one in. Usually, what I do on vacation is I just take like a whole bunch of the books off of my TBR and just throw them in my luggage. I do make room for them, and then I don't read them all, and I just bring them all back home anyways. But yeah, so that's what I usually do. So all right, thank you so much for creating this tag, Tammy. So it's really fun, really good to have just one that I could just talk through and not necessarily have to go through and like pick out a bunch of different books to fit all the prompts and stuff. So that was really nice. I don't think I'm going to tag anybody, but if you want to do this, consider yourself tagged. And why don't you let me know in the comments? Answer the year you were born, the books from the year you were born question, because that's a really interesting question. I like that question. So why don't you answer that one in the comments, and please like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.